So today we're focusing on reflection with coordinates. So if we look at the grid, you can click with the mouse and you'll see some arrows appear. If we look at the orange cross, to be able to reflect it in the mirror line, which is shown going vertically up through the point 4 on the x-axis. So we can see that the orange coordinate starts at 5, 9, and then it's actually one space away from the mirror line, which means it's going to move 1 on the x-axis. So it goes to get to the mirror line. Then if in a mirror line it reflects it exactly the same as what was on the other side. So if it's gone one jump to get to the mirror line, it will have one jump to the other line of the mirror line, which is why it ends up at 3, 9. So if we look at the green X, there are 3 jumps across to get to the mirror line. So that means on the other side of the mirror line there'll be 3 jumps. So it goes from 7, 6 to 1, 6. And lastly, with it being the blue X, we've got 4 jumps to the mirror line. So it starts at 8, 2, goes 4 jumps to the mirror line, and then there's 4 jumps the other side of the mirror line to get to 0, 2. So if you're looking at the coordinates, what has changed, what has stayed the same? Can you try and figure out why? So for this question, use your understanding of coordinates and also mirror lines and reflection to understand what will happen to point A, B, C and D when they're reflected in the mirror line. So if you think about it, point A, you need to write down how far, what the coordinates of point A are for the first part of the question, and then if we're looking for point where that will be reflected, you need to count, well, if point A is 1, 2, 3 jumps away from the mirror line, 3 squares away from the mirror line, so that means point A will be reflected 3 squares away from the mirror line on the other side. So be really careful about making sure you're labeling the correct coordinates and the correct vertices. This is quite a tricky problem. So to solve this problem, you need to be able to calculate using what you know about squares and the features of a square and the properties of a square. How can you use that first of all to calculate what point B and C are? So look at the coordinates for the point that we're given, and then look at how they change from 5, 8 to 7, 6, and think about what that tells you, thinking about what we know about coordinates. And then use that information to calculate what point B and C will be. And then when you've done that, we are told from that information that 7, 2 is where that shape is reflected to for point B. So what will that mean for the other points? So there's quite a lot to do for this question. It is tricky, but keep going. You need to use logic. It's a bit like a puzzle. Is unsightly. If something is unsightly, it's something that you do not want to see, not nice to look at. That's unsightly.